much all of you for coming. It's say thank you for your hospitality in your islands and in your beautiful country. It's really an amazing place and we don't want to leave, but we have to. So we will leave tomorrow. And for this reason today we want to present you the group of students of the European workshop in the University of Wageningen. We are 30 students from around 10 nationalities with doing different masters in the university. We are doing the European workshop and we were asked by Kristen and Clark to work and to do a research and in a problem definition that we have worked on with the client based on the out-migration that is going on in the two islands. Trying to identify the relationships between three specific sectors: capture fisheries, recreational fisheries, and aquaculture in the two islands, maybe to see if we find conflicts or what kind of relations are there, and also based on a sustainable way of the resources in the ecosystems that surround the islands. Our contribution, what we want our final product to be, is to assess the current situation and to develop possible scenarios for our client on sustainable reinvigoration for both islands, the coastal communities, based on the 3 points mentioned. During these 10 or 11 days, we have been doing our field work and we've been visiting many places in Hitra and Frøya. Also, we went to Trondheim to interview some experts to gather information through these interviews, also by surveys and observations that we have done ourselves, because we are not natives, it's the first time we are here, so we have been gathering all this information by this methodology. Basically, what we will present to you today is a preliminary analysis, a presentation of our information based on 4 different expert groups that we are working over the 3 sectors that I mentioned before. What you will listen followed by my classmates are 4 presentations of the 4 groups: the ecosystem service analysis, the commodity chain, the social well-being, and the policy and spatial planning that embrace all of them, like it's shown in the triangle. In each of the presentations, you will find a description of important themes and highlight themes that we discovered. We will describe them, and at the end of each presentation, you will find a cross with 2 axes. And I want to come here.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Abihai. I'm representing the Community Chain Analysis Group. Before I begin, I would like to say something about commodity chain. Commodity chain is a flow it's analysis of a flow of goods from the product, from the producer to the consumer. So we are also going to look at factors and different things that are going to affect the commodity chain. Based on our analysis, we found out that these are the current themes that really are part of the commodity chain. These themes include relationships between actors, employment in the 3 sectors, quality of the products and the scale of the industries, and also regulation of the industry. So we try to look at these 5 themes from the 3 different sectors: aquaculture, capture fisheries, and recreational fisheries.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Marlies. I've been a member these last 12 days for the group of social well-being and job satisfaction. We found many interesting things in the field here. I can't tell them all, but we managed to group them in 4 themes that we found were really important. The first one is accessibility, then education, job variety, and finally acceptance. Oh. Someone help me out here. Oh yeah. It's in Spanish. Which one do I press? This one. Okay, thank you. Okay. First theme, accessibility. We are located here on an island. There's a tunnel that connects us to the mainland, but to get to a big city you need to drive for 3 hours in a car. For some people this is the ideal situation, for others it's a bit more of a challenge. We encountered some of these challenges during our investigation. One of them is public roads, especially with the rise of the aquaculture business. There has been a larger demand to transport fish away from the island towards the mainland. We heard from some people that there have been some accidents with drivers who weren't used to the climate conditions around here. So that was a bit of a possible problem. Another thing is the public transport around here. There are school buses available for everyone, but they only ride during school hours. There are normal buses going. Some parts of the island are a bit more isolated and the bus doesn't come so frequently. And we discovered that especially for the younger inhabitants here, it can be a problem to go to activities, or they have to ask their parents to drive them, things like that. Then the recreational facilities. There are many here, very new recreational facilities also. It's a small community, but there are swimming pools, sports clubs, there's a rock festival, many things to do. Again, the accessibility of those facilities is sometimes a bit difficult, but if you have a car, you are safe.
Good afternoon, I'm Jose. I will present the preliminary outcomes of the policy and spatial planning analysis. This was based on our approach to different levels at the national, county and municipal level, and we also try to address different stakeholders, specific and general, and some experts on policy. We identified 6 main topics, starting from monitoring. We found that the monitoring is mainly top-down. This said that, in a sense, that the top levels are in charge of many of the steps of the policy making and decision making. In this case, for the aquaculture, recreational and capture fisheries sectors, it is the Directorate of Fisheries who is in charge of the monitoring of these sectors. And in the case of spatial planning, it is the county governor. We also found that there is room for self-regulation and self-monitoring of these sectors. It may be that it is meant to be that way, that the state wants to give more agency to the stakeholders, or like in the case of aquaculture, they have, for instance, they are commanded by law to monitor themselves, and they have also gone in certain cases beyond the bottom line of the state. They comply to the regulations, but they have also tried to improve and to have their own regulations. Regarding enforcement, we found that a lot of the capacity of the state is going to the decision making to create regulations, but there is a low capacity on the enforcement. So it has given place to private initiatives, but it varies. We found cases, for example, in the recreational fisheries sector, the recreational centers try to control what the tourists catch with fish, but this is private and this is unofficial. In licensing, the state is strong in governmental communication, and there are several steps and involvement of many governmental bodies to give the licenses. It is a centralized system, and it is strong, but it is some stakeholders find it complex and time-consuming, the process. after the licenses are given, there is room, there is flexibility for the stakeholders to maneuver. So they can, for instance, in the capture fishery sector, they can trade the licenses. They have a certain freedom, which is.
I'm from Wageningen University. We had the European workshop here in Norway. Had great time. The people really showed great hospitality, and we went fishing with some local people here. And I would definitely come back here sometime as a tourist to do some more fishing. Thank you.
Well, I'm Joost. I'm also from Wageningen University. I don't have a lot to add actually, but yeah, it was a really pleasant stay, and the accommodation was very nice. And yeah, well, thank you for having us.
Okay, my name is Zalaga Belay. I'm come from Ethiopia, and we are a group of 30 students from Wageningen University, and we had a nice time in these two islands. I never saw such a nature-blessed area. And as I'm from ecosystem service group, I would like to say, try to conserve more this nature so that future generation can also see and appreciate it. Thank you. I like very much Norway. Thank you very much.
So I'm Holger. I'm from Germany, and I also participated in the Marine European workshop. And as you can see here, it's absolutely stunning nature, nice islands, nice houses. We went out with boats 3 times, and I also heard that this area is very popular for Germans to fish here. So I definitely come back and rent a fishing boat. But I was also part in the ecosystem group, and I'm here also to send a message: save this nature, or not save, preserve this nature, keep it as it is. It's beautiful here. Thank you very much.